So how can I get more comfortable with my voice? And it's funny because I've had 55 million downloads, and I'm so worried. Like the first time I decided I wanted to start a podcast was December of 2008.
The first time?
December of 2008. July 2010 was my first episode. And it was because, mainly, I was so scared of what people would say about my voice. There was only one person that ever said anything negative about my voice. Me. Nobody cares what you sound like. Nobody cares if you say ums too many times. Nobody cares. If they do, then they're not your listeners, right? If you provide value and you can transform them, then you're going to win. And I would recommend, going back to those of you who are just starting out, make your first episode super actionable. If I listen for 10 minutes, can I do something that you teach me that gives me a win? Then I'm in, right? So make your first episode super actionable, and that helps you get subscribers to continue to listen on as you go. Does that help?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Yes.
Hey, Pat. My name's John Cozen with Ocean House Media. I've been a fan for a long, long time. Been listening to SPI for a long time. I still go back and listen to your Pinch of Yum episode once a year. Just to, fantastic episode.
Cool.
So my question is, we're hearing a lot about community at TNC this year. Community. So could you provide some insight as to if you were to build a community today, from what you get from all the people that you interview, your experiences with your own products, and also could you give me a little bit of a ranking? Where are we going to start building a community? What's the most important thing? Is it your website? Is it your podcast?
I mean, in terms of exposure and reaching out, I think you just have to pick one platform and just go all in with it to start. Where I think it's important is, okay, what call to action are you going to give them to go somewhere else to find other people like them, right? Community is where people can start to identify as a follower of yours because there are other people like them there. And it's a very simple, quick, and easy way to do it. It's through Facebook groups. I would start with a Facebook group, and I would just have it be specifically for listeners of the podcast to start out with, or just followers of the brand. And I would highlight some of those community members on my show, because then you're getting your community involved in your content, and it's almost like user-generated content, but you're the one that's creating it or facilitating it at least. It shows your community that you're there, you're listening to them, you're paying attention, you're holding them accountable, but at the same time you're highlighting members that will inspire others too. So whenever you can get your community involved in helping other community members, that's great. And Facebook makes it easy just because it's right there. Now, I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. I would definitely collect an email list such that you can bring that community wherever those people end up. Because what if Facebook groups becomes what Facebook pages are now, then you're screwed. But, so getting an email list is important as well. And I think, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Pat.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
So we got 1 minute, maybe time for 2 more quick questions.
Okay. Hi.
So, okay, over here, and then there was a hand back there that's been up for a while.
Thanks. Last year at TNC, we heard that it's really important to get your podcast into new and notable right from the out of the gate. New and noteworthy. So, should you wait until you know you've got enough community, enough volume, enough followers to hit that mark, or can you start a podcast before?
So new and noteworthy is not anything you need to pay attention to anymore. In most categories, actually in all of them, it's not anything that's even continually updated anymore. iTunes has a lot of work to do to help us in terms of findability. What I would worry about is creating amazing value-packed episodes that when a person listens, they're going to want to share it. If you can get niche specific, like I talked about in the room over there, that's even better, because those people who listen will attract more people like them to go and listen to. It becomes something that people talk about, like water cooler talk. You've heard that before, right? Now, instead of talking about the game or the Lost or whatever, they're talking about a podcast. And if you can create that thing that creates that kind of conversation, then you're going to win. It doesn't matter if you're new and noteworthy anymore. What matters is it great content that's being shared.
I love that answer. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, okay, over there.
Hi, I just had one quick question. Have you found any particular podcast length time that seems to be more optimal?
Podcast length time?
Yes.
A podcast should be as long as you need it to be to transform your audience. Whether it's a 5-minute episode or a 25-minute episode or an hour or 5 hours like Hardcore History, it doesn't matter. It needs to be as long as it needs to be.
To transform.
I hate saying, make it 30 minutes, because what if you do an interview and you're at the 30-minute mark and it's great? You'd be silly to stop it at that point. Or if you say, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes and you've done a 10-minute thing and it's perfect, why add an additional 20 minutes to it? So I would recommend just making it as long as it needs to be to deliver the value that you want to give. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I'll still be here to answer questions for a little bit. Thank you so much.
And one more time, let's give a big hand to Pat Flynn. What a great opportunity to